So a few months back, I saw that new Robert Pattinson and Zendaya film, The Drama. And from then on, my brain has kept wandering back to that film every few weeks. And I think that's because the film successfully messes with character and our perception of people. For a very brief and spoiler-free synopsis, the drama follows Emma and Charlie, a newly engaged couple planning their wedding. However, when Emma reveals a dark secret from her past, tensions are raised between the couple and for their upcoming wedding. Now yes, Emma is an interesting character and someone we'll get to briefly. However, it was Charlie who I found to be the most interesting character to examine. So after hearing the secret, Charlie's mind essentially explodes, and that is where the writer and director Christopher Borgle's talent really comes to shine, because it's Charlie's reaction that reveals how profoundly deep a character he is and how he can be seen as a human outside of the movie. The first thing Charlie does is try to downplay what Emma did, but when it becomes apparent that her secret is still quite bad, he switches route. The thing is, when Emma revealed her secret, her and Charlie were out with their friends Rachel and Mike. They were all going around sharing secrets, something I will actually come back to later. And while Mike was a little more understanding, Rachel did not take the reveal well. From then on, Charlie makes up little fibs and lies to Mike and Rachel to try and make Emma's secret appear less bad. He does so for two reasons. Firstly, it is damage control for her. Charlie still loves Emma and doesn't want their friends to perceive her as a monster or drop them altogether. But secondly, and more interestingly, it is a way for him to grapple with his own response to Emma's secret and try to convince himself that there's a logical explanation for it. And it kind of reminds me of when you accidentally find a spoiler online to a show you're watching and you try every tactic to pretend that you didn't see it. Charlie is trying to trick his brain into finding a logical explanation to what Emma did, instead of just accepting it. And look, acceptance takes time, but the movie is less interested in following Charlie trying to accept the secret and instead focuses on how he tries to cope with it, which in full transparency makes the movie wildly more entertaining, but it also leads to Charlie's own self-destructiveness. Rachel is an interesting character too, because many claim that the secret that she revealed is even worse than Emma's, but instead of feeling guilt for what she did, Rachel imposed massive judgment on Emma, kind of in place of that guilt. While Rachel has a personal connection that makes Emma's secret hit home, it seems that Rachel grapples with her own actions by imposing whatever guilt she might have for them onto Emma. This works so she can almost validate her past secret by thinking it was not as bad as what Emma did. And look, of course, Emma's an interesting character too. Aside from her secret, she presents as completely normal and conventionally attractive, breaking down our stereotypes of who we pass judgment on based on merely physical appearance. One could also examine how the guilt that she feels made her even more forgiving to Charlie for some harmful actions he took during his whole coping journey. I guess what we can learn from the drama is that characters must feel like they exist outside the film and outside just being convenient for pushing the plot forward. And Borgley crafted a masterclass set of characters who feel like real humans and who are not fixtures to move the plot forward, but rather people that the plot forms around. So examine the last movie you saw. Did you believe the characters? Could you see them existing outside of the molds of the film? Or did they just feel like they only existed to push the film forward?